Straight on to the business news now for you on the programme. Asian shares were mixed, really, kind of cheered by the imminent passage of the US stimulus package, although the optimism still very much tempered by worries about inflation and, of course, the coronavirus pandemic as well. As you can see, drops there on the Hang Seng and on the Nikkei, but slight rises on the Shanghai Composite and the Kospi in Seoul. Now, the European Union is preparing to widen its sanctions on Myanmar's armed forces. Now, the plan is to target businesses that they run. Now, that's according to diplomats and two internal documents seen by journalists.
In what would be the EU's strongest response so far to Myanmar's military coup, the bloc is reportedly preparing measures targeting companies that it says generate revenue and provide financial support to Myanmar's armed forces. As it stands, the EU has an arms embargo on the country and has since 2018 targeted certain senior military officials. Last week, the bloc also said it was suspending development funds to the country, but stopped short of freezing trade preferences to Myanmar, fearing that it would hit the textile sector's mainly female workforce hardest. On top of this, German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas appeared to confirm last week that sanctions could be around the corner for companies controlled by Myanmar's junta.
We are aiming measures very deliberately at the decision makers in the military. Further options, such as targeting companies controlled by the military, are already on the table and could be put into action promptly.
The measures could be agreed on March 22nd, with two conglomerates in particular likely to be targeted, one known as Myanmar Economic Holdings Limited and another under the name Myanmar Economic Corporation. They rank among the country's biggest taxpayers and have far-reaching influence across different sectors of the economy. In 2019, a UN fact-finding mission recommended imposing sanctions on the two companies and their subsidiaries, stating that they gave the military extra revenue, which could be used to finance human rights violations.
Mario Sofos with that report there. Now, the food delivery service Deliveroo has announced plans for a London stock market float. It's going to happen in April. The UK-based company has yet, in fact, to turn a profit. And it revealed that it made a loss of about €260 million last year, although that was significantly better in 2019. It plans to raise capital by selling new stock, while existing holders will also sell shares. Well, Mario Sofos takes a closer look at the startup for us.
In what's slated to be the biggest stock market debut in Britain for 3 years, Deliveroo is set to float on the London Stock Exchange with a potential value of up to €8 billion. The London-based food delivery firm published its plans on Monday, and while a date for its initial public offering has not been officially announced, it's likely to be in the next few weeks. In a letter attached to the plans, Deliveroo's CEO said the company was still at the beginning of its journey.
I was looking through my first ever pitch deck from 2013 for inspiration when writing this letter. Today, the business is so much bigger than I ever would have thought possible then, yet we truly believe we are still getting started.
Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Cazenove have been selected as the joint global coordinators. Deliveroo also says that it plans to offer its riders rewards of up to nearly €12,000 based on the number of orders delivered. The company has revealed that in 2020 it recorded a loss of nearly €261 million, substantially less than 2019 when it recorded a loss of €370 million. It's backed by a number of investors, including global giant Amazon. Deliveroo warned early in 2020 that it was on the verge of collapse. In December of 2019, UK competition authorities had already launched an investigation into Amazon's minority investment, a stake without which Deliveroo said it would go under. As a result, Amazon's investment was provisionally cleared by authorities in April 2020. Towards the end of last year, thanks to COVID-19 lockdown measures that drove demand for takeout services, Deliveroo's profitability increased. Today, the firm claims to have hundreds of thousands of food merchants and restaurants on its platform and millions of consumers across 12 countries, with 6 million orders reportedly made every month.